Congratulations. You are getting ready to close on your very new home and you're wondering, when is my first mortgage payment actually due? My name is Vinny. I am a mortgage loan officer, and on my YouTube channel at Mortgage Conversations, I break down the mortgage and the home buying process in plain English. So here's how it actually works when it comes to making your first mortgage payment after closing. When you close on a home, you're not making your first mortgage payment the very next month like a lot of people assume. In most cases, your first full payment isn't due until the second month after the closing. So why is this? Why does that happen? It all comes down to something called prepaid interest, which is one of the closing costs that buyers pay at closing, and it is a topic that I have covered in one of my prior videos. So when you close, your lender calculates the interest from the day you close through the end of that month, and that interest is collected upfront at closing. Then your first full mortgage payment isn't due until the following month after that. So I'm going to give you an example to clarify. If you close, let's say on June 15th, you're going to pay interest from June 15th through June 30th at closing. But your first full mortgage payment wouldn't be due until August 1st. You skip July. And that's why people say you skip a payment after closing, but in reality, you're kind of just paying that interest up front. Now, there is one exception to this. If you close on the first day of the month, your first payment is actually due the very next month, not the second, because the lender doesn't collect any interest from you at closing if you close on the first. And that is another thing to keep in mind, is that your closing date does directly impact the amount of prepaid interest that you pay. So if you close earlier in the month, like the 5th or the 6th, you're going to pay more upfront at closing. If you close later in the month, then you're going to pay less upfront. But if you close later in the month, your first payment does come a little bit sooner. This is something that I just think all buyers should be thinking about when it comes to planning their total cash to close numbers. And for realtors, this is also a really great way to help guide your buyers as well. Maybe your buyer is carrying a rental property for a few weeks or even a month after closing. So timing this correctly can help offset that overlap and reduce the financial pressure during the transaction. It is a small detail, but it can have a real impact on how the transaction is structured.